मेरा पति ड्राइवर थे, किसी से हंस के ही बात करते थे। 7 बजे उठ के गए, अपना शौहर के साथ में हम साथ में यहाँ तक निकले। तो यहाँ पर लड़का लोग के भीड़ जमा हुआ था। सब व्हाट्सएप देख रहा था, मोबाइल देख रहा था। और जब ऐसे देखें तो हम देखते साथ में हम हम बेहोश हो गए। गए हुए भी 1 घंटा नहीं हो रहा है और इनका साथ में सब क्या हो रहा है। देखने वाला तो बहुत लोग थे, देखने वाला बहुत लोग थे।
Mariam's husband, Alimuddin, was a Muslim. His attackers were Hindu.
बोला वहाँ के आदमी केवल प्रशासन उठाया है, प्रशासन के साथ ही निकला। तो हम पहले थाना जाएंगे, प्रशासन से पूछेंगे। डीसी मैडम बोली कि बाबू हम लोग तो तुम्हारा पापा को ले जा रहे थे, लेकिन हॉस्पिटल ले जाते इसको, मतलब हॉस्पिटल ले जाते उनका मृत्यु हो गया, मगर मजबूर थे। ऐसा कर रहा है, मुसलमान के नाम से मार रहा है सर।
Prior to Modi coming to power, there is intercommunal violence in India. Sometimes this involves lynchings of Muslims, of Hindus, of Sikhs. But definitely we can say that after 2014, there are increased numbers of lynchings towards the Muslim population.
Alimuddin's attackers accused him of trading beef, something that had been becoming increasingly controversial under Narendra Modi's rule. Hindus consider cows to be sacred.
2 Muslim women were beaten allegedly by the members of a Hindu radical group.
Now, this happened when the police received a tip-off that 2 women on a local train were bringing beef to sell in Mandsaur.
A large mob dragged 50-year-old Mohammad Akhlaq Saifi out of his home, killing him in front of his family with the equipment he uses for his day.
And it began with a speech that the Prime Minister made.
पिंक रिवॉल्यूशन के नाम पर देश का अमूल्य संपत्ति, हमारी पशु संपत्ति का जो खात्मा बोलाया जा रहा है, उससे गांव के गांव बर्बाद होने वाले हैं।
Mr. Modi said that India was participating in what he called the pink revolution. The pink revolution refers to the export of beef and the sort of bloody images of meat. In response to that, 2 BJP states criminalized the possession of beef. After that, the violence began.
Over 3.5 years, vigilantes would kill 44 people and injure around 280 in cow-related violence. Most victims were Muslim. Few of the attackers were brought to justice. There were calls for Mr. Modi to condemn the violence, but he was largely silent.
His silence is heard by the people as appreciation. It is a clear signal that go ahead, nothing will be done against you.
Amid mounting criticism, on the day of Alimuddin's murder, Mr. Modi spoke out. Then, there was a surprising development.
3 days after Alimuddin Ansari was killed by cow vigilantes, the first political arrest in the case, Nityanand Mahato, the BJP's district spokesman, police say a video of the incident shows Mahato dragged Ansari out of the van.
BJP spokesman Nityanand Mahato was found guilty of Alimuddin's murder and sentenced to life in prison. But one of Mr. Modi's government ministers helped him and the other convicted men with their legal fees. And when they were bailed, he welcomed them with garlands of flowers.
Jayant Sinha remains brazen despite outrage over his move to welcome and garland the 8 convicts of the 2017 lynching. So is there tacit support by the state for actions like these?
Mr. Sinha said he assisted the men because they were poor. He criticized the way photos of him with them had been misused, but said he would not do it again.
तभी ये पूरा मुल्क के भी मालिक है ना मैं मालिक पूरा में अब जब मालिक अब साथ देगा उसका तो हम गरीब आदमी क्या करेंगे?
Over 4 years later, the men are still free.
The clear message is that this is a Hindu majoritarian country, and anybody who does anything or takes any action which is against the sentiments of the Hindus of India are going to be targeted.
If there is evidence that certain people have been guilty of things like lynching, it is not the business of a political party to condone them or felicitate them. At the same time, to generalize from this incident to mean that this is the standard practice in India, this is the character of the BJP, is, to my mind, an unwarranted assumption.
If you look back at it now, the lynchings are the beginnings of things that became bigger and bigger. They are so disturbing and horrifying. They were the early warning system of what was coming.
When Mr. Modi ran for a second term as Prime Minister, his brand of Hindu nationalism was backed by a record number of Indian voters. His party won the largest majority it had ever seen.
India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has secured a second 5-year term in the country's historic general election.
For the first time, the BJP won in areas which they'd never won in. You got stupendous victories. Modi had really truly become a pan-India figure.
अगर कोई विजयी हुआ है तो लोकतंत्र विजयी हुआ है अगर कोई विजयी हुआ है तो जनता जनार्दन विजयी हुई है
The victory for Mr. Modi was interpreted as a mandate for the muscular nationalism that Mr. Modi and his government had been projecting.
A man of the moment who will take oath of secrecy and office for the second time as Prime Minister of India.
He was now one of the most powerful politicians the country had ever seen.
They realise that they can quickly instigate their agenda. The fundamental aim is to Hinduise the way that India functions and irrevocably change the political, social and cultural nature of India. Essentially, the gloves are off.
मैं नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं
Mr. Modi is definitely trying to make India a majoritarian country, where Hindu primacy is established. I don't think that there's any doubt about that.
This regime wants to accommodate the Hindus and basically disenfranchise the Muslims. The idea is to make India a Hindu nation.
There is a Hindu